Hi and welcome to John's Maths Book. In this video, we'll be exploring another key concept in mathematics. If you find this tutorial helpful, then please show your support by subscribing, liking, and leaving a comment. Your positive engagement helps me create more content and allows me to bring you more valuable maths lessons. Without further ado, let's go over to the whiteboard. In this video, we'll explore the locus of complex numbers, specifically focusing on the geometric construction known as a half-line. I'll show you how to identify, sketch, and define these loci using standard notation. In complex numbers, a half-line is part of a line that has an origin, which is also its endpoint, and continues towards infinity in a particular direction. The standard form of a half-line is shown here, where the argument of z minus z1 is equal to alpha. z1 is a fixed point and is the origin or end point of the half-line. Alpha in this context is the direction of the line and is the angle measured from the positive real axis on the Argand diagram in a counterclockwise direction, and z is any point other than the origin that lies on the half-line. And so in complex numbers terms, z is equal to x plus iy. The origin or endpoint of the half-line is undefined and denoted by a hollow circle shown here. So why is it the case that the origin is undefined? Well, let's take a look at the maths. At the origin, the distance between z and z1 is equal to 0. So z minus z1 is equal to 0. And so the difference between x coordinates is 0 and the difference between y coordinates is 0. And so therefore, the change in the y-coordinates divided by the change in the x-coordinates, which equates to the tan of alpha, where alpha is shown in the diagram here, is equal to 0 divided by 0, which is undefined. Now let's look at an example of a half-line and sketch the half-line on an Argand diagram, and then go on to find its Cartesian equation. So we have the half-line where the argument of z minus z1 is equal to pi by 4, where z1 is equal to 1 plus I. And if we sketch this on an Argand diagram, we see that the half-line is the green line, and the origin or endpoint is shown by z1 and also denoted by the hollow circle. And the angle it makes with the positive real axis is pi by 4. So we can start by replacing z with x plus iy and z1 with 1 plus I in the standard form. So we have the argument of x plus iy minus into the bracket of 1 plus I is equal to pi by 4. And grouping the real and imaginary parts of this, we have the argument of x minus 1 plus I into the bracket of y minus 1 is equal to pi by 4. And using the definition of the argument of a complex number in relation to the tangent function, the argument is simply the difference in the y-coordinates, shown here as y minus 1, divided by the difference in the x-coordinates, shown here as x minus 1. And this is equal to the tangent of the angle, which is pi by 4. And if you need more information on how to find the argument of complex numbers, please see the video I made. I'll drop a link to it in the description. And so the tangent of pi by 4 equates to 1. So we have y minus 1 divided by x minus 1 is equal to 1. It follows, therefore, that y minus 1 is equal to x minus 1, and therefore y is equal to x. And this is for all values of x and y that are greater than 1. And it cannot be true for values of x and y which are less than or equal to 1, because in this case, the half-line starts at the coordinates where x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1. In this next example, we have the locus where arg z minus z1 is equal to 2 pi by 3, and z1 is equal to minus 3 plus 2i. Let's sketch this locus on the Argand diagram and then find its Cartesian equation. So we can see on the Argand diagram, the origin of the locus is at z1 with coordinates minus 3 and 2, and it heads out in a direction governed by the angle 2 pi by 3, which appears in the second quadrant of the Argand diagram. And so replacing z with x plus iy and z1 with minus 3 plus 2i, we have the argument of x plus iy minus into the bracket of minus 3 plus 2i is equal to 2 pi by 3. And grouping both real and imaginary parts together, we have the argument of x plus 3 plus I into the bracket of y minus 2 is equal to 2 pi by 3. And using the definition of the argument in terms of the tangent function, where we have the difference in the y coordinates divided by the difference in the x coordinates, we have y minus 2 divided by x plus 3 is equal to the tan of 2 pi by 3 radians. And the tan of 2 pi by 3 radians is minus the square root of 3. So we have y minus 2 divided by x plus 3 is equal to minus the square root of 3. And multiplying both sides of the equation by x plus 3 gives us a Cartesian equation where y is equal to minus root 3 times x minus into the bracket of 3 root 3 minus 2. And the domain of this equation is where x is less than minus 3 and y is greater than 2. And you'll note that these coordinates are the origin of the half line.